Today, I would like to tell you a short conversation between two people, the man and the woman. Conversation 1. The man asked the woman if he wasn't supposed to meet Mr. Nakamura at the gate. The woman disagreed with him. She said, "I beg it, but clean." The man commented he would better go over there right then. Conversation 2. The man asked the woman if she were okay. He wanted to know if her past were bothering her again. The woman agreed with him. She said it hurted a lot and that was the second time last month. The man advised she should make an appointment to see her doctor. Conversation 3. The woman 1 reminded the woman 2 passing those contracts to Singapore. The woman 1 replied to the woman it was on ready because she had passed them that morning. The woman 1 was happy about that. She said she was on her way to the airport. Then she said goodbye the woman 2. Conversation 4. The woman asked the man he spoke to the Mr. Callahan a few minutes before, and Mr. Callahan said the negotiations were going very well. The man was happy to hear that, and he asked when Mr. Callahan would be back in town. The woman agreed with him, and she said Mr. Callahan would be back in the office on Thursday. Conversation 5. The woman introduced herself to the man, and she asked if she might help him. The man agreed with her. He said his name was James Atherton, and he was calling about the job as a mechanic. He wanted to know that was position still available. The woman agreed with him. She said they had been still accepting applications, and she suggested waiting while she connected him to personnel. Conversation 6. The man 1 said to the man 2 he would like to register for the advanced word processing class. The man 2 agreed with him. He said the first class began on the 30th of that month, and there was another on the 13th of the month after. He asked the man 1 which one he would like. The man 1 suggested checking his calendar for a moment. Conversation 7. The man complained the woman he wasn't sure he liked that clause about when the work must be complete, and he didn't recall discussing those specific dates. The woman suggested looking at it, and she thought that was what they had agreed to. The man was surprised by that, and he commented he should talk to them before signing. Conversation 8. The woman asked the man if Mr. Cass wasn't supposed to be in last day. The man agreed with her. However, Mr. Cass wouldn't be there until the following day. He commented his flight had got delayed because of snow. The woman agreed with him. She said she had heard about that awful storm on the news. Conversation 9. The man suggested having Mr. Kelly's retirement party in the conference room. The woman disagreed with him. She replied to him it would hold everyone even if they moved down that huge table and on the chairs. The man agreed with her. He said he would call a few restaurants. Conversation 10. The man 1 said to the man 2 his wife was getting upset with him about she hardly saw him anymore. The man 2 agreed with him. He replied his wife felt the same way. He commented they had to stay late to check on the inventory before the holiday season began. The man 1 agreed with him. He hoped they got it done soon. Conversation 11. Conversation 11. The woman asked the man where they should take Mr. and Mrs. Fujimori while they was in town to sign the contract. The man replied to her They would be too tired to do anything their first night there. For the second night, he thought they would like seeing just fantasy. The woman agreed with him. She commented to make a great meal and the show was terrific. She suggested calling and finding out what time the show went on. Conversation 12. The woman 1 asked the woman 2 if she could see Mr. Curtis. The woman disagreed with her because Mr. Curtis had took another position and he had been gone for about 3 weeks. The woman 1 wanted to know who her should see instead. Conversation 13. The man complained to the woman there would be a wait of about 45 minutes, and he said he told customers to reserve a table in advance. The woman was surprised by that, and she thought they couldn't wait that long. She commented they were starving. She wanted to know if he could recommend somewhere else. The man advised she might try that little place around the corner. Conversation 14. The man suggested telling his stock class to work more efficiently, and he said the sales were low on folders, staples, computer paper, binders, and secretarial parchment, among other things. He commented those sales needed to be stocked more regularly. The man too agreed with him, and he said he would make sure to speak to them. However, they should be happy. He commented business had been very good. The man 1 agreed with him. However, he said it wouldn't stay that way if customers couldn't find what they wanted. Conversation 15. The man thought they had been going to get somebody to replace Parker. The woman replied to him there was a hiring freeze because profits hadn't been good lately. She said they would just have to help do the work that Parker used to do. The man was surprised by that by 3 of them had to do the work of 4. He wondered how long that would go on. Thank you for listening. Goodbye.